Welcome to my channel, All for Health with Jane. Family advocate Mnisi is fighting tooth and nail, about the way the state is conducting this evidence in chief. He is not happy about the way Brigadier Gininda is presenting his evidence to this court. He is unstoppable. Mnisi is unstoppable. He does not even want to take any bribe from anyone. He's not happy at all, and he can't be stopped. Family, let's watch and listen as he does that.
Relation to what the person is confessing to is not a rehearsing. It's simply to say, this makes sense to this. That is all, my lord.
Ngizachaza ukuthi-ke siveze bonke lobufakazi kodwa ukuzama ukuchaza ukuthi ubufakazi lobu buyahambisana angeke kusho ukuthi umuntu ume khona kukhomba KZN ebesuthi-ke lokho kulungile nanokuthi uma ekhona kukhomba eGoli yebo naloku vele kwamukelwe kanjalo kodwa banochaza ukuthi lo bufakazi lobu buhlangana kanjani and futhi busebenzisana kanjani.
And it is also in the interest of justice, my lord, because in the process of collaboration, if the suspect or the accused is not aware of the crime scene, you will pick that up because he will refer to scenes that have nothing to do with your case docket. He will mention things that are irrelevant. So it is in the interest of justice on both sides, my lord.
Ubheke ukuthi uthini umsolo ngokwesinye isikhathi angachaza indawo ekungezona ubusuyabona ukuthi cha kusho akayazi le ndaba leyakhuluma ngayo so ufuna ubheke ukuthi umefaka elethu ubufakazi uzama ukuchaza izinto ezinjani ukuze kubonakale ukuthi lena iyangena ngempela kusho ukuthi khona ukuhambelana.
Yes, ma'am.
I think I'm going to object, and I'm raising an objection. Investigating officers, their primary function is to investigate a case and bring objective evidence before court. It is for the court to analyze that evidence. What this witness is now doing is embarking on a process of analyzing evidence, which that should be left for the court after the court has been after the court is seized with that objective evidence that came from the investigating officer. It is not their duty to assist the court on how to analyze that evidence. They are taking over what the court is supposed to be doing. We are expecting Mr. Gininda to say, in the course of our investigation, this is what we found. This is what we found. This is what we found. This which we found is how it connects accused number 1. This is how it connects accused number 2. This is how it connects accused number 3, 4, 5, etc. It is not for him to come and opine how the evidence that they found is relevant with the connection of each of the accused person. It's basically usurping the duty that the court should embark upon after having had all the evidence at the end of the case, my lord. I'm strongly objecting to the process that this witness is embarking upon.
I don't know if counsel is saying he's objecting against the process, is he objecting against what he's just said, or trying to link the confession of accused number 1 to the objective facts in this matter? But be that as it may, my lord, what the witness is merely trying to explain is what he explained yesterday. He says there appears to be a misunderstanding, so he's just merely rehashing the explanation that he gave yesterday when Advocate Mnisi was objecting. That's all that he's doing, my lord.
Mr. Gininda, just repeat what you just said so that we all understand it.
My lord, I said, the collaboration of the confession is not the rehearsing of evidence. When the confession is made, my lord, you need to collaborate those facts, and that is in the interest of justice, in my view. Because let's assume, my lord, where great injustice can be done, a person makes a confession, but he points a different scene. And then because you made a confession, you just take it and file it. You don't collaborate as to whether the sin that is being pointed, is it relevant to the matter that you're investigating. You have to collaborate it to find credence, to find evidence and proof. And that is exactly what I'm referring to. It's not a rehearsal of what Colonel Mboto wrote, what Lieutenant Colonel Daparo wrote, and the magistrate. Is to say, after I received this confession, because yes, as Mr. Mnisi rightfully says, I'm the investigating officer, I have a duty to investigate. And I'm presenting the facts that I found when I compare what was contained in on the confession statement in relation to the docket. That's exactly what I'm representing to the court. Because if I keep that, that is, why would I not tell the court to say, when I read the confession that is made by accused number 1, I found these facts, and this fact collaborates with the docket and the crime scene. That is all that I'm saying, my lord. I'm not making a judgment call as to how the court must find the evidence or what it did. I'm simply referring at the duty and the role I did when I received the statement and in trying to collaborate it. That's what I'm saying, my lord.
May I respond and make an example of what is
my duties.
Excuse me, my lord.
I say, he says it's not usurping my duties, it's collaborating.
It definitely does that, my lord. And may I make an example so that as we go forward, my lord, then we are clear on the process that we're supposed to be embarking upon. He testified yesterday, I think, and referred to Mr. Mnube, and said that some witnesses in the house, they got information, or also in the statement that he went through, that is contained in the confession, one make of the statement speaks about a person who had dreadlocks. And in his view, he specifically said that, and in his view, that person is accused number 3. Should that not be actually be left in the domain of the court? We're not interested in his views. All that we're interested in are facts that he has collected, evidence, my lord. It could be direct evidence, it could be circumstantial evidence, or what other form of evidence, but we are only interested in the evidence that is bringing before court. We're not interested in his views. That is why I'm saying, my lord, he's basically usurping the function that should be seized with the court. It's basically saying to the court, this is how the court's judgment must be penned. He's penning his own judgment, my lord. I don't know for what, because he's just an investigating officer. He's only here to assist the court with facts and nothing else but facts. Thank you, my lord.
As a court, please, my lord. Yesterday we looked at section 209, which we read in the record, and what this witness is merely saying is contained in section 209. That is the first thing, but all that the witness regarding the fact that in his view, when reference is made to a person with dreadlocks, it's accused number 3, all that he's saying is that the evidence establishes that the person who had dreadlocks is accused number 3. And we refer to the relevant photo, which is not disputed, that shows that accused number 3 had dreadlocks. That's all that the witness is doing. And secondly, we indicated, my lord, in the beginning that the version of accused number 1 is that he is not the source of this confession. Now, all that the exercise that this witness is embarked upon is to indicate that accused number 1 is the only person who could have been the source of what is contained in this document. That's the exercise that Brigadier Gininda is busy with.
Yeah, this court is experienced enough to sift evidence from witnesses and judge the evidence on the facts as Mr. Mnisi suggests. Now you see this case, here's an investigating officer. He says, amongst the people who were inside the house, the evidence is clear. It was only supposed, and I'm not making any finding. It was supposedly a person with dreadlocks. There were no 6 guys with dreadlocks or 10 guys with dreadlocks. and then he makes a conclusion that it must have been accused number what. I'm not bound by what he says, I'm bound by the facts. Maybe there were 20 guys with dreadlocks, I don't know.
I'm indebted to the court, my lord. Now that the court has said that, the court is trained enough to separate wheat from the chaff, my lord. Thank you, my lord. Thank you.